So Bill Belichick and the North Carolina Tar Heels, they got smoked by TCU. I put this presentation together before the game, and now it's cool that we can see the end results of the game. And the TCU Horned Frogs, they beat North Carolina 48-14, and this was on Labor Day Monday. So TCU scored 48 points. Remember Michael Jordan, his last birthday, the 48th day of the year, okay? And North Carolina, where Michael Jordan played basketball. Also, Bill Belichick, he has the girlfriend who's named Jordan. And that's Jordan Hudson, Instagram star. She began dating Bill Belichick in 2024. She's posted several Instagram photos with him, including a mermaid pic on Halloween in 2024. Bill has watched her compete in cheer and dance. Kind of creepy. She got her cosmetology license from the New England Hair Academy. It is kind of creepy. Not, I mean, she's of age and everything, but that's still creepy because there could be like some symbolism there, possibly, right? Just besides what they show us, and you see her right there, Jordan Hudson, Instagram star. So this Michael Jordan stuff is still lingering. Remember, Leroy Jordan died, the Dallas Cowboy, great. I never heard of him, but kind of an older player, I guess. But Leroy Jordan died. So all of this Jordan stuff going on. Now the college football season kicks off, and you get Bill Belichick, right? A part of the Patriots before this, and the Patriots, like the now like known as probably like the greatest NFL dynasty ever now, right? Along with Tom Brady at quarterback. So this is an Associated Press article, and you can see here this is pre the game. Bill Belichick won big in the NFL. Can he do it as a rookie college coach at North Carolina? At least not in the first game. And again, you see that 48-14 beating right there. So that's a 34-point victory by Texas Christian University, the Horned Frogs. Look at that. Right? So I want to show you these other connections. I know I sound tired. I just woke up. Look at that right there. You even get a match, TCU and the language. Look at the 44 right there, like Belichick. And, we get this trending story about this Belichick North Carolina game against TCU. And you see how it syncs up with the language. Look at that right there. Horned Frogs, 129. William Belichick, 291. So look at those numbers, 129, 291. Okay. He's born William, goes by Bill. So this is amazing because the game Monday, 4 months, 16 days after his birthday, and his birthday is 4/16, April 16. 73 years old, born in Nashville, Tennessee. There's another Tennessee connection there, which I brought up in the last few breakdowns because Peyton Manning went to Tennessee. And if I remember correctly, Trevor Lawrence was born in Tennessee, if I remember correctly. And Tennessee was brought up in the Arch Manning breakdown as he's a player for Texas, and you get that Peyton Manning connection there. So here's Tennessee again. Okay, I'm going to try to play this video right here. This is just Bill Belichick speaking. I think it's leading into the game. And he's always kind of dull and boring when he talks.
Andrew Jones starting at 24/7. So in the NFL, you have a few games to kind of get a feel for your team going into an opener. What kind of feel do you have for this club without having the advantage of seeing them against anybody else?
Um, well, the opening day is always opening day. I don't care where it is. And if you look at the NFL in the preseason games, I'd say the average playing time for the veteran players is around 10%. So not very many snaps. We got said 0 snaps. So we'll see what happens there. But for us, it's just a process. It's preparation, it's practice, it's rest, recovery, and build on yesterday and do it again. And so that's where we're at now. We're very specifically geared towards TCU, but each day is its own day of preparation, and there's really no looking back. We have things to do in the succeeding days, so we need to make the most out every day, and we'll see what happens Monday night.
Okay. Now, Labor Day, shout out to Richard West. I appreciate that video you made, which kind of, it made me think like, oh, maybe I need to look at Labor Day more in the language here. Look at Labor Day in the reverse cipher 138 and that 4 months, 16 days after his birthday. That's the same as 138 days. So this game lands on Labor Day, then it's trending. Labor Day equals 138, and it's 138 days after his birthday, Bill Belichick. So everything is that synchronized. Everything is that synchronized where it just lands like that. Isn't that like, man, it's a creepy, it's amazing. That's even 19 weeks and some change after his birthday, 1/9, and the game was on 1/9, the first day of the 9th month. And I have to point out, Donald Trump equals 138. So look at these 16s here. TCU is an acronym with multiple meanings, most commonly referring to Texas Christian University. 116. 316. Belichick's last birthday, the 106th day of the year, like 16. The legend, Tom Brady, and Bill Belichick of the Patriots. Thomas Edward Patrick Brady, 106 like 16. And then Bill Belichick's birthday, the 106th day of the year. Thomas Edward Patrick Brady. So it's actually Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr., and you still get that 116 that's like 16. Remember, those were the Patriots who became great after 9/11. And remember, we had the Patriot Act that hit after 9/11. Look at that 116. If you flip it over, it's 9/11. Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr. as we're coming up on the 9/11 anniversary, and there's a lot of that energy in these decodes. And look how it all syncs up, and now we get Brady. Brady just had that statue revealed at Gillette Stadium. Now we have Bill Belichick trending with North Carolina. North Carolina even has the N like New England. Isn't that, I mean, it's absolutely amazing how this stuff synchronizes, okay? And I just saw a story um that a craft story. I don't, what's the company called, like Kraft Foods or whatever? But I barely just glanced at it and saw the title, and now that's trending. And Robert Kraft is the owner of the Patriots, or Bob Kraft, whatever he goes by. So now there's a Kraft story. Isn't that amazing? I want to look at that real quick. And I don't know. I'm just kind of guessing that here he is right here. Is it Bob Kraft? Robert Kraft. You see, CEO of the New England Patriots and the founder, chairman, and CEO of the Kraft Group. Right? I'm assuming that the Kraft Group owns. Is it Kraft Foods? Is, let's see. No, but it's synced up by the language. No, Robert Kraft does not own Kraft Foods. He is the owner of the Patriots. The Kraft Group, a holding company with interests in paper packaging and sports, which is separate from the food conglomerate Kraft Heinz. But it syncs up by the language with this Patriot story because Kraft Heinz is trending now. Look, top stories. Kraft Heinz announces separation into two companies. You see that right there? So that it's not a coincidence. And don't forget, look at the Patriots quarterback. Look, Drake May. May kind of like Mayo, right? And his birthday was the other day. You see that? May like Mayo. What about the Patriots head coach now? Oh, Mike Vrabel. Who was their last coach before Vrabel? Jared Mayo. You see that right there? Come on, man. Right? Look at that. Jared Mayo. God, man. And there's Michael Jordan connections everywhere here. Look, the 223 birthday, that's the 48th prime number, 223. And remember, TCU picks up this victory scoring 48 points. Jeez, right? And you got Kraft Mayo. What a joke. Back over here. What a joke. Man, even if you flip that 106 over, you get the date of Labor Day and this TCU smashing of North Carolina. You flip that 106 over, you get 901, like September 1st, Labor Day. And I mentioned earlier the Arch Manning story. They said he struggled in his opening game against Ohio State. Remember, Ohio equals 16 and 61. He's got the 16 on his jersey. And Bill Belichick born on the 16th even. And look at their birthdays are 11 days apart. And then we have that 9/11 energy again, right? with the two towers that look like an 11 on the 11th day, the 11th state. New York equals 111 in the language. So the birthday's 11 days apart. You see Belichick born on the 16th, the 16 on Arch Manning, connected to Peyton Manning, his nephew. Peyton Manning connected to Tom Brady. So look how this energy comes around. And I think in college, Peyton wore 16 in college, I think. So look at that. There's that trending story right there. Texas falls at number 3, Ohio State. Now look, North Carolina equals 148 in the language. Just like Eric Leroy Adams, New York City mayor. So look at all this New York 9/11 energy going on. Eric Leroy Adams, 148 like North Carolina. And Leroy Jordan died. Cowboy great in football. So you get that Leroy connection there. And that's Leroy Jordan that died again. And Bill Belichick's girlfriend, is that her right there? Jordan Houston or Hudson, whatever the hell her name is. I feel like there's a Hudson connection too, if I were to go into that. Man, you also get that 230 with Eric Leroy Adams, and you can't help but think Michael Jordan in the 23. Even Michael Jordan equals 76. You see that 67 there. But Rudy Giuliani's last birthday, also the 148th day of the year, and he got into a car accident even. More 9/11 patterns. He was the mayor during 9/11. Go look at that breakdown. I made it. But 148 with the new mayor, Eric Leroy Adams, and it was his birthday on Labor Day, the same day as this Belichick game versus TCU. So North Carolina 148, Eric Leroy Adams 148, Rudy Giuliani's birthday, the 148th day of the year. Even Donald J. Trump equals 148. Okay, look, 86, 68. Look at that right there. And you see the handshake with Belichick. So Texas Christian University is a private research university in Fort Worth. Look, yeah, and you get that Texas connection again, right? You get that Texas connection again. Texas even has the T like Trump. It was established in 73 by brothers Addison and Randolph Clark. That's amazing because Rudy Giuliani's name is Rudolph Giuliani. Notice how TCU was established in 1873. Belichick is age 73. Belichick is age 73. And I think there's another 73. Even Labor Day equals 48. Isn't that amazing? And TCU scores 48 against North Carolina, and Michael Jordan's birthday, the 48th day of the year. Labor Day and Labor both equal 48. Wow. Ooh, and Michael equals 138. Labor Day 138. 138 days after Belichick's birthday this game. Damn. TCU's got 37, the 73 reversed. Good God. Solid, huh? Look at the thumbnail, man. The thumbnail, I'm proud of that one. I'm proud of that one. Right? So, absolutely amazing. Labor's got 33 and Labor Day's got 33. New York's got 33. Belichick equals 55. Remember, Leroy Jordan wore 55. Cowboy great. RIP to him. Michael Jordan scored 55 in a game against the New York Knicks. Even Steven equals 33. It's William Steven Belichick, I think. Oh, Bill's got 73, and he's age 73. TCU founded in 1873. Wow. So what a lot, just a lot going on, right? 55 numerology on Labor Day. Look at the 19 numerology to go along with the first day of the 9th month. So just tons of connections here. And I'm glad I was able to share this with the online community. Take it, do what you want with it. Categorize me in the conspiracy form, right? So I'll take that. I'll be labeled a conspiracy theorist. I'm just giving you these facts here, okay? These are just facts. The Associated Press. Remember, our words seem to speak things into existence. I follow the trending news that they give us with celebrities and other just trending stories, sometimes local. I show interesting connections based on facts, and I show you patterns. You don't have to agree with them. I'm showing you what I see. Bill Belichick, they get smashed here by TCU. Is there any stats that we need to look at before we get out of here? Any stats? You see the 73 right there with Belichick. TCU football, 48-14. Let's just click to see if there's any of the Josh Hoover, a game leader for TCU, 27-36, 284 yards, 2 touchdowns and interception. Look, Max Johnson, quarterback of North Carolina, you get MJ like Michael Jordan. Look at, they have a receiver named Jordan Ship. Oh my God, TCU has a receiver named Jordan Dwyer. OMG. And they're both top receivers. OMG. Jordan Dwyer for TCU, Jordan Ship for North Carolina. Absolutely undeniable this stuff is fake and scripted. Does anybody question that? Oh my God. Oh my God. Belichick won big in the NFL. He gets smashed his first game, North Carolina versus TCU. Good God Almighty. Until next time.